Tell your friends. Action News 5 improved our signal. Get them to rescan their TVs right now to watch their favorite NBC shows for free. No gimmicks, no buffering. It's Action News 5's most powerful signal ever, Channel 5.1. Tell your friends to rescan their TVs right now.
Gray Digital Media. We know local. Let's connect today. GDMMemphis.com.
Action News 5 Plus, now on cable, Xfinity Channel 907.
Having to duck law firms to charge high fees? Call the Chioza Law Firm and you will be guaranteed our low 25% settlement fee. More accident victims choose Chioza every day, putting more money in their pocket. Call Chioza Law at 901-526-9494.
I have something for you.
I have something for you, too.
Or get 0% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $6,400 total value. Plus, no monthly payments until next year. We are professional grade. GMC.
RV fans, it's here. December 26th through 31st. The year-end clearance event at Great American RV Superstores is in full swing. That means over $50 million in inventory with the lowest prices of the year. Choose from over 2,000 RVs, including a limited supply of 2024 models and brand new 2025 floor plans. But hurry, this incredible event ends December 31st. Visit your nearest Great American RV Superstores or greatamericanrv.com. Great American RV, making memories one weekend at a time.
Get ready to go. On Thursday, December 26th, the Rooms to Go New Year's sale begins. Your chance to get big savings and interest-free financing for 50 months on great-looking living rooms, bedrooms, and dining rooms. It's the perfect time to buy and get interest-free financing for 50 months with low interest-free monthly payments. So let's go. Buy beautiful furniture at great sale prices starting Thursday at the Rooms to Go New Year's sale.
Hurt in a car or truck accident? Don't play around with other law firms with high fees. Let the Chioza Law Firm go to bat for you, putting more money in your pocket with our lowest 25% everyday settlement fee. Call Chioza Law now at 901-526-9494.
Of course, meteorologist Patrick Ellis will be giving you those updates starting at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. Temperatures will stay elevated here over the next week around the Mid-South, and Doc Holliday is going to have the latest and greatest in sports coming up on the other side of the break.
First Alert Doppler 5 is sponsored by Cannon Brothers Air Conditioning and Heating. Your comfort is our passion.
2,000 years ago.
We'll double your down payment up to a total of $10,000 at Wolf Chase Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Buy with 0% financing for 72 months with 0 payments till spring. Get massive discounts up to $20,000. Payments from $189 a month. Need credit? We love to say, yes, you're approved during our Wrap Up the Year sales event at Wolf Chase Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bartlett. Open 7 days.
Action News 5 completes a quarterly report on the children's educational and informational programming aired on the station during the previous quarter. This children's television programming report details each program that was broadcast, which has a significant purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children ages 16 and under. This report is available at our station's online public inspection file at www.fcc.gov.
Bartlett Home Furnishing's gigantic year-end clearance sale ends Tuesday. Every item in the store reduced, some drastically. Special orders too. Choose from our massive inventory and enjoy quick delivery during Bartlett Home Furnishing's year-end clearance. Sale ends Tuesday.
Ring in the new year at Southland Casino Hotel to win your share of over $100,000 in free play, cash, or a 2025 Lexus. On New Year's Eve, we're turning up the energy with incredible entertainment. Dance the night away to the beats of DJ Epic, Jerome Chisholm and the M-Town Band, Tony Holiday, and an electrifying performance from Troy Labs. There's only one place to win when the clock strikes midnight. Southland Casino Hotel.
I'm Corey B. Trotz. If you've been injured in a car or truck wreck, it's so easy to hire NST Law.
Hiring NST is a breeze!
NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000.
Get ready to go. On Thursday, December 26th, the Rooms to Go New Year's sale begins. Your chance to get big savings and interest-free financing for 50 months on great-looking living rooms, bedrooms, and dining rooms. It's the perfect time to buy and get interest-free financing for 50 months with low interest-free monthly payments. So let's go. Buy beautiful furniture at great sale prices starting Thursday at the Rooms to Go New Year's sale.
If you get sick with COVID-19, someone will feel all alone. Get an updated vaccine this season so you don't let down the ones who matter most. Last fall, more people were hospitalized from COVID than the flu. COVID is always changing. Protect yourself this season with an updated vaccine. Do it for you and them.
For those ready to answer adventure's highest calling, we've built our most capable Subaru yet. Sure-footed, symmetrical, all-wheel drive, 9.5 inches of ground clearance, plus 97% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2025 Subaru Outback Wilderness. Adventure elevated.
Get 2.9% for 72 months, and Subaru and our retailers will make a $300 donation to charity.
Chick-fil-A Community Champions celebrate the nourishing work of St. Vincent de Paul Mission.
When someone's injured at a place of business or in a public space, that shouldn't happen. Slip and falls, falling objects, a drowning, crimes like assault, rape, and even murder. We've handled them all, and we have a team of lawyers that handle only these cases. But here's the thing, don't wait. Evidence and witnesses disappear. Time matters, size matters. Let America's largest injury firm go to work for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Duck right up. Feast your eyes on this complete line of Left Provoker.
It's the latest in TV entertainment.
Holy Discovery's Batman.
A celebration of classic animation.
It's like a dream, Fred.
And the price very reasonable.
It's MeTV Toons.
There's nothing like that.
Featuring a dynamite collection of classic cartoon favorites. All day, every day.
It's a genuine sure-shot offer.
Watch MeTV Toons on over-the-air channel 31.4.
I'm often asked, how'd you become the largest injury firm in the world? The answer is simple. We've won a lot. Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
This is your first alert to snow this morning.
Winter is here. And so is First Alert weather and traffic. Taking action for you all winter long.
I felt like I was drowning in debt. My creditors were calling 24/7. I was so stressed. And then I decided to call Hearst Law Firm. They got my phone calls to stop, and all of my bills were consolidated down to one low payment. It was the fresh start that I needed. I'm so glad I called Hearst Law Firm.
Don't wait another minute for your fresh start. Call the Hearst Law Firm now at 725-1000.
Hearst Law Firm, 725-1000.
'Tis the season when money is tight, but you can get up to $6,500 using your car title.
I got $2,800 with my car title from Title Max.
Skip the holiday bustle, get money in as little as 30 minutes.
I got $5,000 with my car title from Title Max.
And best of all, keep driving your vehicle while getting the cash you need. All makes and models welcome. Visit TitleMax.com today to get started, and you'll say, I got my title back with Title Max.
Get your title back with Title Max.
Car wreck? It's easy with Montesi. 8 for the grit. 8 for the grind. 8 for fighting to win big time. 8 for the no-fee guarantee. 8 for Memphis, Tennessee. Car wreck?
It's easy with Montesi. Call 888-8888.
a fresh start with fresh new furniture. It's the Rooms to Go New Year's sale. Shop must-have pieces, incredible room packages, all at amazing sale prices you won't find anywhere else. Whether you save online or in-store, give your home the style it deserves